All right. Positive energy all the time. Come on in. The UK is banning social media for children under 16. Children under 16. No social media. Let's talk about it. Yep, the UK is going to ban social media for children under 16. Everybody on Kick, I'm representing Chicago. Everybody on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, I am representing Chicago, Illinois. Come on in and represent your city. Represent your city. XYZ says some adults behave just as childish as young teens on social media. It is a little childish, somewhat. Uh, from my experience, the men unbelievably are dominant in that. I don't know what's that about. The women seem to be very good at social media. The women seem to uh, only follow people they like, right? And conversations they like. And not the men, but too many men have a tendency to click on something they don't like or watch a content creator they don't like and complain and troll. And I can't say like women because women don't do that. I don't know what it's like. But come on in. We got Buffalo, New York in the building. He said the UK seems to be leading the charge in the market of the beast. You got that 100% correct. You got that 100 billion% correct. Well, China. China is, wow. China's just brought it in like it's not nothing. Like I've been watching this brother from Africa and he lives in China. And he's not spending any cash. He's tapping his phone. And it's really amazing. He's tapping his phone at like vegetable, like people with outdoor markets, but they got the little digital thing there to do business. It's deep. And there's how many people in China, and they got all of them with the little digital. Boy, that's heavy. So come on in, come on in. We're going to talk about this. This is interesting. Things are getting interesting. I got a lot to talk about today to catch up. Come on in and rep your city. Holler at us. Let us know you're here. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Once again, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell and support the channel. Much respect to all of you that support the channel. We got San Jose in the building. Salute to you, more power. Once again, we got Buffalo, New York in the building with my brother XYZ. And here we go. Let's let some people get in here. I did start doing a little light exercise again yesterday. Good to see you. Oakland in the building. So country music, Africa on the digital currency now. Yes, Africa has been on the digital currency for a while. Africa has been switching over to the digital currency for a long while. Yes, indeed. They've been switching over for a long while. It's pretty much global at this point. Nigeria, for sure. Yeah, Nigeria, for sure. So yeah, they've been switching over. It's serious. It is serious. It is very serious. So yeah, Nigeria's been switching over. Slowly, everybody, they're just keeping it on the low. Central Bank of Nigeria. They're just kind of keeping it on the low. It's deep. We got Greensboro in the building. Everybody rep your city. One of the payment companies, I believe, is called Orange. Oh, I'll look into that. Yeah, they're squeezing me and squeezing me and squeezing me into the digital system. I'm telling you, it won't be long before they want me to get a microchip. And I'll be waiting for the government to come and throw me out of my living quarters when I don't pay. I'll be out on the streets. If I already got it set up where there's nowhere to go, it's gonna be crazy. Crazy. You're gonna be running from God and the devil. You're gonna, boy, mark of the beast and cat society over here. Natural disasters all between. While we're caught in the middle of the battle between righteousness and wickedness, it's gonna be something else. Can I get a Selah? Yes, indeed. Come on in. Let's talk about this. The UK is banning social media for children under 16. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Let's hear what everybody got to say before I start kicking the bobos. They don't kick the bobos no more. Or is that just, that's probably just a Chicago slang. Yeah, let me see what everybody thinks about this. They want to get the children off of social media under 16 years old. Wow. Oh, I'm telling you. Come on in, hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, support the channel. If you know this is going to happen, should we start selling what we have and get prepared? I ain't going to lie, Robert. Give me some hints on what's getting prepared. There's really going to be nowhere. Good to see you, Shelly. Oh, yeah, I'm going to call you as soon as this is done. I haven't looked at that, but I'm going to look at it as soon as this is done. Oh, getting prepared. Oh, God. Khan says, I'm on the fence about it. They want it as restrictions on it should have started from the beginning. You got a good point. We got Richmond, Virginia in the house with the beautiful, hey, look, cutie Vi in the building. We got Chicago in the building with my homeboy Cal, Big Cal. What's the deal? Oh, man, I'm telling you, these conversations raise my stress level, but I owe the community, I owe my wonderful subscribers to break through the nonsense. You know, I stay on YouTube a lot. I have my phone, I'm on YouTube looking, you know, and most of the stuff that's geared towards, blacks, foundational black Americans, Africans, Caribbeans, most of the information that's geared to us, it's all down the little pipeline. It's like controlled. And it's not that much. So I be feeling tripped out because I'm not, I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody but me. And the reason I'm bringing that up because it didn't used to when I got on here first, and I've been on YouTube a long time. It wasn't like it is now. But now on YouTube, you could tell the economy's hurting because everybody's trying to get their little YouTube money, which I support them. But the crazy thing, if it's something happening, big news out there, throw somebody Nick Cannon, then everybody makes the Nick Cannon uh, video. So that's a lot. I don't do the gossip anyway. Uh, but so it's a race who can post it first because everybody wants to know what's going on. And the ones that post it first, they might get 17,000 views or 50,000 views. The ones that posted a little bit after they might get 9,000 views, 8,000, 7,000, 5,000. The ones that catch it kind of on the back end get about 2,000 views, maybe 2, sometimes 1,500. And so it's a race to find out what somebody's saying is really deep. VA is in the building, the Garden of Life. I need to do some gardening and I need a life. Cutie. Oh, Lord. When I see you beautiful women on here, I think, you know what? It's so nice that I'm older on here. Because if I was younger, I would just be a total moron. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would navigate all these beautiful women on social media. Y'all think I would do a good job? I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I didn't have that. I don't know. Well, it might. I might be the same because I don't really go outside of a relationship. So once I seen one beautiful lady over here and we became a couple, yeah, I wouldn't be bouncing around. That ain't my thing. So yeah, I'd be all right. I had to think about that. Yeah, I'd be all right because that ain't my nature. It's not my nature to go from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. That's not my nature. Uh, you know, it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's kind of creepy to me. I like being over here telling the ladies they're beautiful and stuff like that. But as far as like pursuing this one and pursuing that one, and running around, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But it would be 50 times harder though. You know what I'm saying? But I would be fine because I just don't like. I would never have a girlfriend. I mean, when I get with a woman, once we together so long, that's it. That's my queen, and that's it. And but this story right here, this story is crazy. Gossip is heavily monetized, and if you're now, gossip is also news because we want to know the news. We want to know if somebody smacked Nick Cannon or smacked, we want to know. And it would be interesting, but you have to watch it and you got to be ready. You got to go live and say, oh, this is what happened to Clay Thompson. They broke up. Wow. And if you're the first one to catch it, it's an art to it because you got to be on your square. You got to be watching what's going on and you got to have an early source so you can drop the story before everybody else. But today, this is heavy. This is really heavy. Now, they want to ban social media for children under 16. Right? Now, I know the concept. I know the concept. I know why. So let's look into it. This is deep right here. The British government plans to ban access to social media for children under 16. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said on Monday after weeks in which the nation debated how it would introduce new protection for children online. Mr. Starmer said the government would introduce the new regulations in Parliament before Christmas and bring a ban into force in the early part of 2027. The measures will also include restrictions on game platforms and live streaming apps, with more details expected to be announced next month. Ugh, right? He says, I'm not prepared to compromise on the safety and happiness of our children, and that is why this ban must happen, Mr. Starmer said at a news conference. The government has faced growing pressure to act on the issue as public opinion has coalesced. What the hell is that? I can't read. What is that word? I don't know what that means. Around the idea that more should be done to keep children safe online. One YouGov poll in December found that 74% of Britons surveyed supported a ban on social media for children under 16. I don't know what that word is. And also, to you young people, if you don't read all the time, you won't be able to read as good. My reading is getting better because I'm even if you could read, you gotta read all the time because I don't know what that word is, and if I read more, I would know what that word is. But Big Pharaoh don't read much. I just watch and listen, because I got my phone. You know what I'm saying? And I've had queens tell me, "Why don't you put the phone down?" But no, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I got to have the phone. You know what I'm saying? That's my new TV. So, okay, let's start with the children's safety first, okay? So, oh, it's going to work. Hey, that's interesting you said that because here go the thing, Calvin. You're right. It kind of never worked, but here's the question, bro. What would they have to do to make it work? Ugh. Ah, you know what I mean, Cal? What would they have to do to make it work? They could make it work, but guess what they would have to do? Eee. Yeah, I gotta search a word I don't know, but I don't read enough. So when I get off here, I won't even remember to research it because I don't read a lot. And it's not like I don't want to read, but everything talks to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything talks to me. So if everything is talking to me, it's cutting back my reading. I'm learning a whole bunch of stuff. I can just click on something, it can tell me all about Africa, it can tell me all about whatever. So I'm learning, but I'm listening and learning, but the pronunciation and the reading, society is kind of taking that away from me. It's real deep. Okay, so they wanna make it right. So children under 16 can't access social media. Hey, April, right? Right? All right. So there has been children accessing things since Elon Musk has taken over Twitter and turned to X. It's definitely wild. It's wild, right? I ain't gonna lie. Like Twitter didn't have that, they got women over there with no clothes on it, all that on X. Like it's wild, right? But he's trying to promote freedom, which is a good thing. But then the children can't see it. So now, if we want more freedom from the adults, We got to ban the kids. Because if we don't ban the kids, then we're going to ban ourselves. So it's one or the other. So now, do I want do I want my children banned so I can see some big old booties and breasts bouncing around? Uh, I got to think about that. You know, I don't know. I don't really watch porn, but I'm just using that as an example. I don't really like porn. And I don't really like porn. I don't really like naked women on videos and stuff because I don't really like nothing I can't touch. You know what I'm saying? You know, that okay, what good is that? You know what I mean? But hey, to each his own. So I don't really like seeing nothing I can't touch. I don't window shop. Even in real life, I don't go just look at cars. When I go look for something, I got the money. I'm finna buy something. You know what I mean? When I go look at clothes, I'm finna buy something. I look at shoes, I'm finna buy something. So I don't want to look at women as that's just my woman. Because what I want to look at a woman, I can't. I can't touch it. So I don't know. So I do get what they're doing because they gotta figure out what they want to do. Definitely, social media is not good for children. But do I want the government to be my children's parents? No, they haven't. Not on. Have you been on X? No, they busting it wide open on X. The time and Simons. Oh, you been on X? They busting it wide open on X. Well, they busting it down on X. Trust me, X is one of the main targets for this. Trust me on that. X is the main social media that is giving this some legitimacy. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I could not believe it because I don't never be on X. I don't ever be on X. I just post I just post my videos. The social media people probably don't like me no more because all I do is post pictures of going live. Because since I've been going live, that's taking up a lot of my extra time. So I'm going on Facebook, X, Instagram, and posting. Come watch me on YouTube, which they probably don't like me telling them to leave. I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about going there. I said if you go there, okay, let's get this straight. If you go there for anything else, you're going to see it. Thomas Thomas. I didn't say go there to look for it. I'm telling you, if you go on X for just regular social media, you're going to see it. No, I'm talking about X. Twitter's X now. Twitter is X now, right? Twitter is now X. Okay. Look, I went to it, and right now, it's a girl getting banged out right now. I can't even show you. Hold on. I swear to God. All I did was go to it. All I did was go to it and look. See? See? I can't even show you. See? I just went to my Twitter. What's the first thing pop up? That, right? On my soul. See? See, they're gonna mess around and get my YouTube. I gotta go back and take that out of my YouTube. I wasn't expecting that to pop up. On my soul. See? 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 I just went to X. I was gonna go, and the first thing popped up. You see it? I told you. I told you. You don't want your kids now. I gotta go edit that out. Cause I wasn't expecting it's the first one. I'm thinking I was just gonna show y'all X. I didn't even think that was gonna pop up. I didn't think I was gonna see nothing. It's just there. I don't know. I'm not, and listen, I'm not following that account or nothing. I don't even know who the hell that is. Now it didn't show no organs, no body parts or nothing, so I don't think it's flagrant. Cause you couldn't see nothing but her face, just, you know. But I rest my case, right? Tell me that ain't crazy. That's crazy. And for sure, if I'm in the sixth, seventh, eighth grade, ninth grade, high school, I'm going to looking at all that. I would have, well, I don't know, because I really didn't like that kind of stuff. But probably I would go look though. I would go look, especially about sixth grade and seventh grade, because I was kind of mature. By eighth grade, I don't think I would have. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. One time we was I think it was about sixth, seventh grade. We was walking. We found a abandoned house. We went in there. There was a bunch of Playboy magazines and cards with naked women in it. And we took the cards and split them up. And I took them home and hid them behind my baby picture hanging on the wall. And they just stayed back there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even go look at them. So maybe after about a year or two, I said, let me throw this. Why am I hiding these? I ain't don't even look at them. I went and threw them in the garbage. Just taking them because I wasn't supposed to have them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this adult stuff. So I just took it. But I wasn't interested in it. You know what I'm saying? I never understood Playboy magazines and all that. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? That ain't me. So I didn't even look at them, man. That was crazy. I hid them things for like 2 years, man, before I realized, why am I in this? Man, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, no, you don't. Some of them. Some of them. Mm-mm. Some of them, it's like you have to go over there, and then they got all this free stuff, and then some of them, I think you have to pay to see certain videos. So they show you some for free. You got to pay to see the other ones. But you ain't got to pay to go on them things. Them things is free. Straight up. Them things is free. That's a fact. 'Cause when I be hanging out with some of the guys and shit like that, they just go click on that stuff. They put that stuff on the big screen TV. It just pop on. I don't be saying what they get out of it, but hey, to each his own. They be looking tacky to me, but I guess. I just had to be quiet because one time they got mad. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want me around. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling them, all right, I can see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling them, if you're going to go and look at that, I don't want to see the men though. So I'm telling them, you do know you looking at dude too. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh man, bro, you always messing everything up, man. I didn't, man. Now you done messed my eyes up, man. Now I can't unsee it. My brother told me, he said, because of me, he can't unsee it. I'm like, if it was just ladies, cool. But you got to look at the dude. Come on, man. Um, that can't be healthy for you. I don't see how that's healthy looking at a dude like that. But that's neither here or there. The point is, they trying to make sure that the children can't get on the social media. You know what I'm saying? Right? So they wanna make sure they ban access to social media for all children under 16. All right? All right. But I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I don't believe that's why they're doing that. I don't believe it. Now, let's break it down. Let me tell you something. Let's break it down. What do they have to do to make sure the children can't see it? In the chat, tell me the process. If I'm a child right now and I come and turn this computer on and bring it up because I've been doing my homework on it, and I'm a kid and I go to the porn site, what will I have to do to prove I'm not a child? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What would the child have to do to prove they not a child? Somebody says put it in the chat. Okay, just because you push a button, okay, then you push a button, then what? ID, right? Some kind of way they got to see you, right? Yeah, but an ID, my kid could just take my ID. My kid could take my ID out my wallet while I'm asleep and hold my license up. That ain't gonna work. How are they gonna match the person face ID with face recognition? And what kind of technology are they going to have on all these websites for face recognition? Yeah, they do it on Uber. So they're going to want to do it on they're going to want to do it on all the social media. Where that's going to lead? I don't believe that's why they doing it. I don't believe they lying. That is not why they doing it. So now they going to want to see all of us who we are. They going to want to see everybody because they want to see you too, right? So if they in my computer they want to see my child, they want my child to prove it's not a dog. I'm gonna have to prove it too. So now every time I go on any social media, I gotta tell them who I am. Wait a minute. Remember I told y'all what I just said last week. Last week, what I say? Look, Robert Carson Jr., 5943, loveliness, 82. Didn't I tell y'all? Them gonna be you're gonna have to put your real name. Didn't I just say that last week? Remember I said Facebook made us start putting our real name. Who remember what was that about 8 years ago or whatever? We had all them Egyptian names and stuff over there. And Facebook like, nah. And we had to go and get rid of all their names because brothers was Kufu, they was, Pharaoh, Yatana, and all kind of, everybody was using all these, especially the Kemetic. And then Facebook like, no. And we all had to give Facebook our ID. Who remember we had to give all Facebook our ID? I've been telling them, ain't I? So now, to prove that the children ain't here, the only way they're going to prove that y'all ain't kids, you're going to have to tell them who you are. You ain't going to be able to just get on YouTube. You ain't going to be able to just get on nothing. You're going to have to tell them exactly who you are, and you're going to have to prove you ain't a child. So, the effort to prove you're not a child exposes your privacy. They so damn slick. Look, the beast is slick. This ain't about no kids. This is not about no kids. They lying. They lying. For one, they doing two things. They finding out who everybody is, and guess what? They parenting your children. Because let me monitor my children. I don't need them to monitor my children. I don't need them. I don't need them to have my children in their room on the internet. I don't want my children's ID. I don't want my children's ID and all that on these websites. They get hacked all the time. Now you hack my baby's because guess what else? Guess what else? All the kids gonna have to get an ID. Listen, your 5-year-old ain't got no damn ID. Your kids don't be having no ID until they maybe get a library card. No kids ain't got no damn ID. Not that my kids ain't never had no ID. Right? My kids ain't never had no ID. Your kids don't be getting no ID till they get their permit and go get their driver's license at 16. They might get an ID if they go to a high level junior high school or a high school, they might have to get a school ID. But ain't no school ID in no grade school. Ain't no, right? So now, not in grade school. Grade school ain't got no school ID. School ID is high school. Ain't no kindergarten, first, second, third, fifth, up to sixth grade. They ain't got no ID. You might not have one in seventh, eighth grade. If the grade school go up to seventh, eighth grade, they ain't got no ID. They ain't gonna have an ID till they freshmen. So now your kid want to do their homework. They want to go on there. They ain't gonna just have that on no damn social media. They not. They not. They not. They not. They not going. They not. They not. You're gonna have that. You got to show your ID to get on the internet. Watch, because why would they have you? Why would they have you have to prove yourself on every social media when they could just make you prove yourself to even be on the internet? What's easier? What's cheaper for the system? To set up a way for you to prove who you are on each and every social media, or make you prove who you are when you turn this computer on? Is anybody keeping up where I'm going with this? Is you keeping up where I'm going? You're going to have to prove who you are to even go to the search engine, to even go to Google or whatever search engine you, to even get on Safari, Explorer, or whatever you're using. That's where you're going to have to prove who you are. Watch. Y'all believe you're going to have to prove who you are on Twitter. You got to prove who you are on Instagram. You got to prove who you are on... No. You're going to have to prove who you are, period. You're going to have to prove who you are to get on here, period. And so, are your children proving their age, or are your children telling them who they are, where they live at? They got your baby picture, everything. They got your kid's face all in the memory banks. If my child log in the third grade, they got them. If they log in the fourth grade, they got their new upgraded photo. Every year of your child life, they gonna have a log of your baby face. Hell no, I ain't, bruh. They lying, G-Rock. They lying. They lying. They lying. They lying. They lying. They are lying. They're using porn and adult stuff to put us under Big Brother and the mark of the beast. They lying. What they do is, when they want to take away your rights, they always use the worst scenario. They did it for guns. Oh, you got to go through all this to get a gun because a crazy man did something. And what they'll do is they'll take the bad experience and they'll take away your rights. And they'll get people say, yeah, he shot somebody. They got to take our rights away. I'm trying to tell you, this is a lie. The British government plans to ban access to social media for all children under 16, Prime Minister said, right? the government would introduce the new regulations. The measure will also include restrictions on game platforms and live streaming apps, with more details expected to be announced next year. They lying. They lying. I've just seen this play too many times. They give you this reason to do this. And you look at this reason and you give your rights away, because they're going to make up some righteous reason for you to give your rights away. So now every time it's bad enough, they got all our information already. Real live content creators know what I'm talking about. In order for us to really be at the top of our game, we got to pay X. Because if you don't pay X, it's certain things you can't do when you post. Like when you post, you can't edit it. What I could do on X, you can't do if you ain't paying X. What I could do on Instagram, if you don't pay Instagram, you can't do on your Instagram what I could do on mine. But they got my license. They got my face. YouTube, you can't monetize at all, because how you gonna get your check? So they got YouTube got my address, my face, everything. If you got a business account, your EIN, everything. You can't just get on here. You just can't get on here. You got to tell them who you are. So now they want to know who the kids is. And they always get hacked. Allegedly. So now, a P.O. box? Hell no. A lot of people don't accept no P.O. box. You know why? You know why? You know why you can't give them a P.O. box? Because you got to go to that website they got. What you tell them, y'all? You got to listen, G-Rock. When you log in, they're going to send you to a website. The website is going to come up and you're going to hold your ID up. It's going to take a picture of your ID. Then it's going to tell you to turn it around. It's going to be a rectangle. Then you turn your ID around. Then they take a picture of your ID. Then they look at it. If the picture don't come out right, you got to keep doing it to verify. Then they take your picture. Yeah, then they say, put your face right there. They'll be like, I got to take this hat off. I got to take these glasses off. And they're going to take my picture, click up. And then they're going to match my ID with my picture. And if your picture you took on this computer don't match the picture that they took of your ID, it's a no. Would y'all tell them? Would y'all tell them? All of them got it. First, the government, the first time I did it, only the government used to have it. So like, G-Rock, if you filing a trademark, you're going to have to show them, yeah, you can't just get no trademark and they don't know who you are. If you're a businessman doing business on the computer, you done already did that a bunch of times. You can't do no business on here. You got to put your ID up there. You can't monetize on YouTube. They gotta have your license. Some of them want your license and your passport. Yeah, you gotta put your license up. They're gonna put you're gonna go to the website, G-Rock, and they say, okay, are you ready? And they say, you ready? You're gonna push the thing, it's gonna take you to another website. And it's a website that worked at the company hired a verification site. On my soul. On everything I love. Would y'all tell them? Look, AI-powered identity verification platform built for trust. So the companies pay these people, and these people verify you. Look, protect your business from fraud. On my soul. See, they got her sitting there. You see, that's her license. You see, that's her license that she putting on her phone. See her license sitting on the desk? And you see she had to take a picture of it? Listen, you see her license on the phone? And you see her license? That means she just took a picture of her license. They gonna look at it. Then they gonna scan her face later, and her face better match the face on this license. Oh my soul, I done did it I don't know how many times. I done did it I don't know how many times. So now, how they gonna prove my child is my child or my grandchild is my child? What they gonna want? Okay, okay, if PJ, my grandson come and say, Daddy, can I get on the computer? I'll be like, yeah. What he gonna have to do? That's what I want to know. What he gonna have to do? And then they acting like it's only going. And then listen, it ain't for the porn sites now. This is for all the doggone social media sites. Look, December found that 74% of Britons surveyed supported a ban on social media for children under 16. So this is all the social media sites. And you know, once they do one, they make an excuse and do one and then do what? Everything. They just need to open the door. And then when they say they got the votes, they the ones count the votes. But they sell it to you in the craziest way. It's how they sell it to you, G-Rod. Let's take a break. Y'all support the channel. It's the way they sell it to you. That's the key. So basically, what they really saying, let me break it down what they really saying. We're going to have to know who all y'all are. But they doing this slick. We have to identify the kids. How you going to identify the kids? Well, we're going to have to know who they are. How you going to know who they are? Well, We don't have to know who everybody is, so we know you, and you the kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, common sense. The easiest way to do that is to know who everybody is. You think they're going to take time to try to find? No. You're not going to be able to get on this computer if they don't know who you are. I've been saying it. If you want your Social Security account and know what your balance is, you have to do this as well. Yeah, you have to do that. A Social Security. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct, Shauna. You, Queen, you're 100% correct. The kids got to get adult permission. Yeah, but they ain't gonna be able to get adult permission. They gonna have to prove they don't get no permission. They ain't gonna get no permission. They gonna have to prove who they are. Because how the computer know? How the computer gonna get my permission? And how the computer know it's me? So it's me and my homeboy from school. I want to get in there. They say put your daddy on there. My friend go in there and say he my daddy or whatever. So how they gonna know my kid from me? How they gonna know the parent is there on the computer? They're gonna have to know everybody. So in other words, a husband and wife with 2 children, social media gonna have all their information. And look, y'all believe that's gonna just stop at social media? No. It's gonna be to get on the internet, period. Watch. It ain't gonna be, boy, they be lying. Anybody know business know they're gonna do it the easiest, most technological way, and that's to find out who you are, period. So when your kids get on there, they're gonna have to tell who they are, and then automatically that internet they own will automatically block all that stuff. They is not gonna listen. They not gonna have that. Come on, they not gonna have you have to block this and this, block Facebook, block Instagram, block TikTok. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna have it where you're gonna have to identify yourself when you get on the internet. And if you're a child, off the top, they're gonna send you to a special internet where none of that stuff ain't even there. It ain't even on Facebook or none of that on there. Which is censoring. So now once they do that, now they can say, okay, now that we do that, now for you adults, we need to know if you qualified to watch this and that and that. Okay, you can't go to these websites and watch no videos about guns and stuff unless you got your FOID card. So if you ain't got your FOID card, you can't watch this. Y'all know how they do. Y'all, I know by now, y'all know how they do. You know that's not going to stop there. That's the problem. They never stop there. Y'all know they're not going to stop there. All of y'all with the anonymous names in YouTube, that's over. You're going to have to tell them who you are. I told y'all that last week. I said any day now. Remember I told y'all? I said, look at y'all names. See this queen right here? She did not have no at in front of her name. None of us had an at. That's new. Remember when they put that at there? A lot of people couldn't use. His name he wasn't no at G-Rod, last name, night. That wasn't him. I told you they made you put them ats there because that's going to have to say at your real name. You are not going to be on YouTube real soon without your real name. And if your real name matches somebody else's real name, they'll put a number behind it. But you're going to have your real name. They did it on Facebook years ago. Government monitoring of social media is primarily called social media surveillance. Depending on the scope of an intent, it can also be referred to as mass surveillance. OSINT, open source intelligence or digital surveillance. Here are the specific terms and methods used to describe this practice. Social media surveillance, the systematic collection, analysis, and processing of personal data and metadata pulled from digital platforms. Is y'all seeing this? Mass surveillance, the continuous bulk monitoring of large population or a substantial fraction of citizens, often used by intelligence agencies for national security. OSINT, open source intelligence, a legitimate intelligence gathering method where agencies collect, analyze, and make decisions based on publicly available information, including public social media posts. So now, if you post the wrong thing, it's going to be connected to your ID. Oh, Kathy Johnson at 8049 Winthrop be posting this. We don't like this. Pay her a visit. Pull up on her. Targeted surveillance, monitoring specific individuals suspected of illegal activities or threats rather than sweeping up data on everyone. Situational awareness, a term used by agencies like the Department of Homeland Security to describe tracking social media for real-time updates on public safety, protests, or natural disasters. You see how Trump sent them people to run in on them people over some type of protest? I got to pull that up. I forgot. I read it, but I kept going. But they just sent a bunch of FBI's to some people for voicing their opinion. So now let's say you go against the person that's running for president and they control the House and the Senate. You could be targeted. Oh, you ain't voting for me? So now you can have Republican social media or Democratic social media. Yes, they're going to show up at your door. They're going to show up at your door for what you posted. Yes, they are. Yes. You ain't going to be able to have no freedom of speech or nothing. Not only that, they'll be able to dock you at your job, even fire you from your place of employment. All these content creators, they can fire a bunch of them. We don't like what you're doing. Fire. channel. Like they demonetized me and wouldn't tell me why. Wouldn't tell me what video they didn't like or nothing, because it wasn't about the video, it was about the whole thing. Even this right here. This is not, I'm not in good favor. This video is not in good favor. I had to think about if I wanted to make this video. This video could get me banned. Even though I ain't said nothing wrong, but they'll be like, he talked too much. Get his ass out of here. Just like that. If they consider I'm going against the grain, they ain't got to have no proof. You ain't got to go to court. You ain't gonna get no justice. You don't have to go prove your innocence or none of that. They just push a button, man, get your ass out of here. And when you try to respond, you ain't getting nothing but robots. You ain't getting nothing but bots. You ain't never gonna talk to no person. You ain't gonna talk to no person. If you go complain, you're gonna get an answer. And if you wait a month to complain, you're gonna get that same answer from that same bot. You ain't gonna never talk to a person. Never. There's no person to contact. And the only way you get to talk to a person, if you're the elite, then you're the elite, you got the phone number or you got the proper email or whatever to talk to somebody. But if you just regular, whatever they call us, you ain't gonna get to talk to nobody. You're gonna get a bot tell you the same thing. Oh, well, we can't, that's it. And after a while, the bot say, well, I can't help you. After you keep asking the bot questions, you ain't gonna get no answer because it's a bot. It's not a person. With AI, the bots sound like a person. Now they're getting them ready. I had a problem with my internet. And when I called to try to make them give me my refund for my service messing up, they had me talking to a lady, but that wasn't even no lady. That wasn't no lady. And then I said something, it was like, I'm going to stop dealing with y'all, something like that. Then the bot went and told another bot, and the other bot said, give him a refund then. Because the bot, they got, just like how we have jobs, and you at this position, and then this position, and then this position with more authority, they got the bots just like that. So they got the low-level bot. Ain't going to say nothing. If you keep complaining and say, well, let me talk to your supervisor, they switch you to a high-level bot that's got more space to deal with your problem more. At that one, if they don't, they're trying to get you off the phone. But if you really complain, then they'll send you to another level bot, which will make a final decision to either help you or not. And usually the third level one will help you some kind of robotic way. Straight up. I ain't lying. This is where we headed. They ain't trying to help no children. They ain't trying to help no children. This is what they on. They ain't trying to help no children. I just wanted to bring that to y'all. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it some other times too. But I just wanted y'all to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So these people, they act like, you know what I'm saying? This the guy over there in Britain. He want to be my daddy. He want to tell me, you know what I'm saying? I don't need him to tell me how to raise my children. We know how to raise our children. And then if what you got on the social media is so crazy that children can't see it, then monitor your damn social media. Don't monitor me, right? So then what you monitoring me for? If there's a bunch of stuff children can't see, then make them so they can't post that till like 1 a.m. That way, if a child see it, what the hell, that child doing up at 1 a.m. anyway? Oh, well. But don't have that stuff on there all day early in the morning and then monitor me. Monitor your social media. Monitor your social media, because you've seen I just went to X. It's just all wild, unmonitored. So why should we be monitored when X ain't monitored? Monitor X. Don't monitor me. Make that make some sense. They lying. They trying to take away our rights. These people want to be our daddy. That's how I look at it. They want to be our daddy over there in Britain. That's how I look at it. They want to be your daddy over there in China. And they damn sure want to be your daddy in the USA. They want to be my daddy. Or the granddaddy of my kids will try to tell me how to raise my kids. Tell me, we'll raise your kids. We'll make sure your kids don't get on the wrong social media. But then when I turn on the cartoons for the kids, the cartoons bogus, saying all kind of crazy stuff that kids shouldn't hear. They ain't monitoring that. Man, them cartoons be out of order if you really listen to what some of them cartoons for kids be saying. So look, we're going to address this some other time. But Big Brother is definitely watching us. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. So get ready. It's about to get ugly. It's sure finna get ugly. Believe that. Victory.